vaccinated and we could be done with this thing.
New projections show the pandemic could peak again this fall, with death rates among the unvaccinated tripling. A state of emergency in Japan isn't having much effect. Full swing, restaurants and shops are packed. CBS's Lucy Kraft is there.
Tokyo reported over 1,400 new COVID cases, almost double from a week earlier, as virus numbers remained high for the seventh straight day, straining the medical system. 16 more Olympics participants have tested positive, including 3 athletes.
Among them, American golf champ Bryson DeChambeau, who's withdrawn. U.S. men and women's swim teams have each won gold. A state of emergency yes. There's a silent protest at the game. CBS's Monica Ricks.
Germany's gymnastics team is sporting a new look in Tokyo, red, white, and black unitards. The German ladies are pushing back against sexualization of women in gymnastics. For decades, female gymnasts have worn bikini-cut leotards.
The largest wildfire in the country, the Bootleg Fire in southern Oregon, has now destroyed at least 70 homes, including Raul Flores.
I came back thinking that I still had something to come home to, and when I got here, I was actually kind of got shot and nothing left.
In California, the Dixie Fire north of Sacramento has merged with another. CBS's Carter Evans is in Quincy.
The massive Dixie Fire is destroying homes and cars, and threatening thousands more, creating towering smoke columns that could spark lightning storms and ignite even more fire.
Highway patrol officials in Kenosha, Utah say at least 7 people were killed in a 20-car pileup during a sandstorm. Sergeant Cameron Roden.
Vehicles all over flipped up on their sides. One of the vehicles that was pulling a trailer, the trailer has pretty much completely been destroyed. I can't remember one being this large with this many vehicles and this many fatalities.
There's a call to snuff out cigarettes from an unlikely source. CBS's Vicky Barker from London.
Cigarettes should be banned in the UK by the year 2030, a call being made not by anti-tobacco giant PMI, formerly known as Philip Morris. PMI is throwing its resources into smokeless tobacco products.
This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Draw, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools. 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
So play on, Michigan, 'cause we are
According to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds quality and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at Rocket Grab, to give you the killer deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Joyce's Purple Palette, Kitchen Kings, JB's Market, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, buddy. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 70 degrees. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The Bay City Department of Public Safety is warning residents to be aware of a scam by people impersonating police officers. The department says a person pretending to be a Bay City police officer is calling residents and telling them they have a warrant out for the arrest or one may be issued. The caller then tells the resident they can resolve the matter over the phone by collecting money from them. Caller ID indicates the call comes from the Bay City Department of Public Safety. Police are reminding people that at no time will they ask for money over the phone for any reason. Residents are advised to not give out personal or identifying information over the phone and to call 911 if you receive any of these scam calls. A member of the Saginaw City Council has shared that they've tested positive for COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated. Councilman Bill Ostash says he began to feel symptoms, including the Monday after he and his husband returned from vacationing in Provincetown, Massachusetts.
We felt extremely comfortable, and the science says without a mask, you're vaccinated, you can't give it to them, and they can't give it to you. That was the last message I was hearing. You know, you're 95% protected, and that's what we live by, but the minute we heard the other message, we're like, we're good. So I was getting a shirt for a friend who was taking care of our house, and I was shoulder to shoulder with people in line. I was in there long enough. I think that's where I got it.
While Astash says he will be attending today's city council meeting virtually, he still advises people to be careful regardless of vaccination status, adding if you can take additional precautions like adding extra layers of protection by hand sanitizing or wearing a mask on top of the protection your vaccine may supply, it's better to be safe than sorry with new strains of coronavirus spreading. WSGW News Time 9:07.
Hello, this is Ron from All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Even with so many of us sitting in the driveway, your engine's oil and other fluids are breaking down over time. Let All A's keep your vehicle running smoothly and your family safe. Schedule your oil change and fluid service with us today. Remember, All A's only fixes what we say we're going to fix. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair. Just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
Is All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair a business you can depend on?
Just moved to Midland, was dreading finding a new auto shop. Search over, came highly recommended, and I, in turn, highly recommended them.
They did a great job getting me in fast and had excellent communication with what was going on with my vehicle through diagnostic and repair.
In fact, 96% of All A's customers rank them 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. See for yourself at allaysautorepair.net. All A's Automotive and Transmission Repair, just 5 minutes from Dow Diamond on Poseyville Road.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A Shiawassee County resident is suing her county board of commissioners for violating the open lawsuit filed by Nicole Ruggiero. Alleges the board met in a closed session to discuss funds from the Federal American Rescue Plan to be dispersed among county employees as hazard pay for essential workers. The board then came out of closed session, according to the lawsuit, to vote on the measure. Not only did county employees receive a bonus, but elected officials did as well. Board Chair Jeremy Root and Sheriff Brian Begole received $25,000. A couple of other commissioners received $10,000, while the remainder got $5,000. The average payout to county employees was around only $2,100. Commissioner Marlene Webster says she intended to return the funds, while Commissioners Gregory Brogier and Greg Holzhausen planned to donate their payouts. The Shiawassee County prosecutor, however, has ordered all elected officials to pay back the money. The first court hearing is held today in Genesee County. Tragic deaths at Michigan's Faster Horses Music Festival. Now we're learning at least 17 people who attended the event have contracted COVID-19. Here's Greg Bowman with details.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says some of those individuals were infectious while at the 3-day music festival at Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn. The department is warning those who attended the festival they may have been exposed to the virus and is urging attendees to get tested. The agency is working with local public health departments to investigate the cases. I'm Greg Bowman for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Now the update's most trusted forecast from the 106.3 WORD Weather Center.
Where?
We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms possibly today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops a high around 92. Tonight, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy low 73. Thursday, chance for showers and storms, cloudy, high 90.
That was interesting.
And Wednesday, sunshine, high of 94. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on ORD. Currently, it's 71.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. I think I'm living in an alternate universe this morning with that weather forecast. Obviously, they sent us the wrong one, but life goes on. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Delighted to be with you on a sunny Monday morning. And we're going to have open phones this hour, whatever's on your mind you'd like to chat about. I got a number of things to bring up. Online gambling, Shiawassee money, and some other things to chat about this morning. This is also a day later on the Focus program. We're going to talk to someone from the Disabilities Network, Kelly PeLong. Today in history is actually the day that President George H.W. Bush signed into law the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act. This is what he had to say.
Every man, woman, and child with a disability can now pass through once closed doors into a bright new era of equality, independence, and freedom.
President Bush signing the ADA back in 1990. This date in 1990 is when he signed it into law. So we will delve further into that on the Focus program later on this morning. All right. I want to talk for a moment about online gambling and gambling in general in the state of Michigan. First of all, I come to you without objection to gambling. All right, let's understand that. I'm not an anti-gambler, or anything like that. I've been to casinos, I've won a share, and I've lost a share like everybody else. What worries me is the proliferation of gambling throughout the state. At what point is it too much? I don't know the answer to that. It's often been said that if you live in the state of Michigan, you're probably not more than 45 minutes to an hour from a casino. And of course, the state promotes gambling with the Michigan Lottery. And now we have online gambling with sports books, casinos, and now the newest thing, Michigan has expanded online gambling with virtual casino game tables, live gaming action online. Now, you will remember online sports betting was legalized earlier this year. And as I found out doing some research, which I did not know at the time, language is included to allow for casino gaming online. Well, there is a gaming company by the name of Evolution that is going to be hosting table games throughout its site. You can win and lose money playing blackjack, roulette, baccarat, and there is a potential for more becoming available later on. It's the latest expansion of what's considered online gaming. Between January of 2021, when online sports betting started, and June of 2021, Michigan internet gaming operators reported $85.2 million in taxes to Michigan. Nearly 24 million reported to Detroit alone. Now, obviously, we worry about those with gambling addictions and what this means to them. And that's a justifiable worry. But there are people who abuse the automobile. We don't take the automobile off the road. There are people who overeat. We don't take food away from them. And there are people who gamble excessively and need help. And that help is out there. They can call the number that every one of those online sports books gives them, and the Michigan Lottery and everybody else gives them. But I have to ask, how much is too much? Now, one answer, obviously, market will decide that. If nobody's putting down the money, the site goes bust. That hadn't happened so far. But that's one answer. The market will decide when we are saturated and when too much is too much. I'm torn between that version, which says that the gamblers will decide, and the version that says the state has to have some control on this. Now, the state can control the online gaming because they've allowed that by law. The state obviously can control the lottery, and the state can control the 3 casino licenses in Detroit. What the state cannot control is what the Native Americans do on their gaming sites, because they don't come under state law. Some of them have agreements with the state, but they don't follow state rules and regulations. And Michigan has become a hotbed for casinos and gambling. I mean, it's not too hard to think back a couple of decades when Las Vegas and then Atlantic City were about the only places in the country you could gamble. Now, almost everywhere. This is not new, by the way. I remember when I lived in New York City, New York State went to something called off-track betting. Now, it wasn't online. The internet wasn't even around back then. But there were off-track betting parlors everywhere. If you were taking a commuter train home from Grand Central Station, there was an off-track betting parlor in Grand Central Station. They were everywhere. They were storefront. So the idea of gambling from somewhere other than the primary site is not new. But in this electronic world we live in, the expansion has been tremendous. So what do you think about it? Should there be a limit, or should the marketplace dictate who survives and who doesn't? If you got some thoughts on it, I'd love to hear from you. Do you spend any time in casinos? And with the fact that you can gamble online, virtually doing the same games you do in casinos, the slots, table games, would that now keep you from visiting the casino? I would not this is just me personally, I would not buy into one of the online gamings only because, to me, and it's rare that I get there, but maybe once or twice a year if I happen to get into a casino, there's something about being in the casino with the machines. I'm a live person. I like things to be there. I want to be able to feel them, touch them, all of that. So there is a certain ambiance that goes with being in the casino. And heaven knows they're experts at creating the ambiance, which will let you plunk more quarters in the machine. They do it with smells. They do it with sights. You'll notice there's no clocks anywhere. They're masters of it. But for me, that's part of the fun, is just being there. Sitting on my cell phone doesn't represent fun to me. Now, I play games on my cell phone, even play slots on my cell phone, but it doesn't cost me anything. It's just fun. So anyway, are we becoming the gambling mecca? And if so, maybe we need to profit more from it. I don't know. Anyway, lines are open. Again, it's an open line hour, whatever you want to talk about. Doesn't have to be that. Talk about the Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. Sellers are getting top dollar for their homes. The average of 1 day on the market. Now, Linda sells faster. Buyers are either cash or pre-approved because she doesn't waste any time. She's easy to work with. You'll love to work with her. No pressure tactics and many years of experience. Now, Linda's a full-time agent. She lives here. She sells here. And her agency, Pinnacle Realty, is not a franchise. So guess what? The money stays here in the community. And buyers, the interest rates are still low. Linda Shepard watches the market closely so clients get a showing fast and have a fighting chance. She'll fight for every offer, every time. And I can tell you she'll work for you because she's a workaholic. She won't stop till the deal's done. Call Linda today, 989-295-7713. 295-7713. And while I have your attention, let me chat with you about my friends at Thalen Honda up in Bay City. Unless you're living in a shell, you know that there is a semiconductor microchip shortage. And this has affected auto manufacturers all across the world and in the U.S. And what's happened is new vehicles are in short supply, and that goes for almost all makes and models. But, and there's a but, Thalen Honda does have a limited supply of new vehicles ready for delivery with 0% financing on select 2021 models with terms and conditions. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V, Passport, and Odyssey, they were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News and World Report. And when it comes to safety ratings, 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Now, as I mentioned, Thalen Honda has new vehicles. They also have a large inventory of previously owned vehicles in stock. They're ready for sale with new vehicles arriving every week. Stop into Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Look over their inventory or go online to thinkthalen.com. Test drive the vehicle of your choice. Then sit down with a Thalen Honda representative to see how easy it is to make it yours. You know, the Thalen family is in their third generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years. Thalen Honda. We'll be back on WSGW.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. Than that.
The U.S. dollar is plummeting. Protect your savings against inflation with precious metals. I'm Dinesh D'Souza for Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold Group is who I trust to help you protect your IRA or 401k with gold and silver. With thousands of satisfied customers, an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau, get a free information kit by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Again, text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorney. And Ann Arbor, CordellCordell.com.
WSGW and Michigan Sugar are looking for the best Michigan-grown fruit pies. We want you to bring your pie to the opening day of the Saginaw County Fair on August 3rd. All pies must be at the fairgrounds by 11 a.m. Judging takes place at noon. Admission to the fair is free for all participants. Star of the West Milling will award cash cards for first, second, and third place. Submit your recipe online at WSGW.com. One recipe per contestant. Deadline to enter is midnight, July 28th.
I'm Elizabeth MacDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings says it just launched its first sailing in 500 days with its Norwegian Jade sailing from Athens. It has a fully vaccinated population on board in addition to COVID-19 testing. Bed Bath & Beyond is partnering with Ryder to speed up delivery of products to its regional distribution centers. One in California, Bed Bath & Beyond is hoping it will result in fewer out-of-stock products. Jeff Bezos went into space. Now he's taking on Impossible Foods and Beyond Meat. Food technology company Notco, backed by Bezos, has raised more than $200 million from investors. It makes plant-based milk, burger patties, meat, and ice creams. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
You spent a long time tucked into your home, tucked into your auto-playing streaming box. Not anymore. Now you can untuck a road trip, untuck a Saturday tailgate, then untuck a Sunday tailgate too. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with the shirt made for this moment. Untuck it. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or one of 80. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your first purchase.
Hey there, it's CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with an inside track on a company that could save your family over $800 a year on a basic service everyone needs, H2O Wireless. If you're with Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile, H2O Wireless gives you the exact same coverage as one of those, but at half the price. That's right. H2O Wireless uses the same network, same towers. You can even keep your phone and number because switching is as easy as swapping a SIM card. Right now, get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data for just $36 a month. And if you want a new phone, H2O Wireless has huge savings on the latest iPhones and Androids. Here's what you need to do. Pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say keyword Get H2O. When you do, you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, dial pound 250 and say keyword Get H2O. Your family could start saving over $800 a year today.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
an NFL coach was fired for refusing the vaccine.
Who's the new GM? Tony Fauci?
Take a shot at the end zone.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. And to our phones, Carl is in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. We watched the opening ceremonies
Friday night for the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, I was a little disappointed, and I don't think it was because the lack of a crowd in the stadium. I just thought the show was just kind of underwhelming. It just
I agree, and I can only tell you what I think happened. And this is the nature of the Olympics. The host country wants to present their culture and their lifestyle, and not all lifestyles are exciting.
Well, I guess. Well, they highlighted like Japanese carpentry from like the 16th century.
Yep.
I say, okay, well, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And the rings were made out of wood.
Yep.
And they raised them up. But it just didn't have. I kept waiting for something to happen to wow me, and it was interesting, but it was like,
it wasn't wow. No wow factor. Yeah, no. I thought the the drone globe was interesting, and some of the fireworks, the way they ringed the arena was interesting.
Yeah.
But that was, there were spurts of that, but overall, I thought it was. I have to be honest. I thought it was boring in some cases.
Yeah, I was kind of like, looking at my watch, during part of it. I was like, okay, well, is something going to happen soon? But anyway, and then we watched the, the athletes parade into the stadium. Every time they do that, I'm amazed at how many countries there are that I have never heard of in my life.
Yeah, me too. It's true. That's true.
That's a
So
some of them, less than 1 million people or something.
A
couple of islands out in the Pacific somewhere.
Sure.
I guess that's a country.
Yep. Let me ask. I'm glad you brought it up because it's one of the topics I was going to talk about anyway. Will you watch the games?
Yeah, I've got my DVR set. We've recorded. I've already recorded like Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
Okay, so which games do you like? Which ones do you watch? Which ones don't you watch?
We like things like diving, high diving.
Oh, yeah.
And gymnastics.
Yep.
Of a pole vaulting, this guy doing pole vaulting, that is incredible what they can do. The way they get up and over that and then back down the other side, it blows my mind every time I see somebody do that.
I clicked it on, I don't know, last night or this morning, I don't remember, and it was water polo, and I said, "Why am I watching this?"
If it was synchronized water polo,
now that that would be interesting. But I do.
Some of the I'm not. I think they're trying to make it relevant for young people, but some of the sports, just always seem kind of, iffy to me. They don't seem like they really belong in the Olympics.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're trying to be trendy. I'm trying to get a young audience to watch.
Yeah, but the other side of that coin is participation is wonderful, and if because those sports are there, young athletes get a chance to perform at the Olympic level. So be it. I mean, you could choose to watch them. You could choose not to watch them. It doesn't really impact me how many games they have, how many different types of sports they have. I'm still going to choose to pick the ones I want to watch, and the ones I don't want to watch, I won't watch.
Yeah. I heard one idea, which I think maybe has some merit, is maybe the games should go back to Athens, and they should just be held, like the summer games should just be held in Athens. They should build like a facility there and just have it go back there, like every year. And because these hosting cities, for the most part, they spend millions of dollars on
billions.
facilities.
I think the number I read was 20 billion for Japan. That's going to cost them because of no audience, no ticket sales. So yeah, and a year lost besides. So it's an expensive proposition, no doubt about it. But I also, and I've said this many, many times, I am a great believer in amateur athletics at the Olympics, not professionals. I lose that battle, of course, all the time. But
don't get me started. To me, somebody who practices swimming 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, and then they call them an amateur, it just doesn't. I don't think it's the right word.
Well,
we need a
I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, to me, there's the sports that I refer to, like, for example, basketball. It's made up of the NBA. If I want to watch the NBA, I'll watch the NBA,
yeah, but when you're watching swimmers, you're watching somebody, like I said, that's all they do is they swim, every day, all day long, they swim, they practice.
Well,
they go to
that practice makes perfect, they say,
do.
So what?
I know, but how is that an amateur? That just doesn't, to me, it doesn't.
It's the highest level of amateur. If they're not being paid to do it, it's the highest level of amateur.
That's a technicality.
That's true. No, I'll grant you that.
Yeah, clothing. It's I don't know. It's a fine distinction, I think. I think like we need another word for what these people are. They're professional athletes.
How about semi-pro?
Yeah, maybe they don't get paid every other cent.
All right.
It seems.
Hey, I got to run. Take care, Carl.
Right,
thanks. Bye-bye. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Lines open for you. Give us a call. Talk about the Olympics if you like. We'll be back.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything at Menards. Senco has the tools you need to get your project done right. In stock now. Check out the Duraspin corded screwdriver. It makes it quicker and easier to fasten decking, flooring, and drywall. All Senco tools are 11% off. Get 11% off everything at Menards. Good through July 31st. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce, and we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like the page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Polecat Golf Course. You are going to get golf for two with a cart for only $78. It's usually $150 at half off. The championship-style Polecat Golf Course is located in the heart of Michigan, and it is played over and around the scenic 100-foot-wide Chippewa River. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body.
I'm living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com.
Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back on WSGW. And Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
morning, Arthur. I was fiddling with a radio here, and I didn't greet the call screener properly, but thanks to the call screener. Hey, on this professional athlete thing, I had a sixth grade teacher in elementary school. He swam every day that he could. Professional. So this business of just categorizing everybody that swims every day as a professional, that's just...
well, I don't think he was talking about people that swim every day just to go out for recreational swimming and exercise. He's talking about people that's all they do. I mean, that's what they do all day.
Yeah,
that's their job. No, they're not. They're not.
No, I mean the professionals.
Professionals are, but he's talking about people who are Olympians who spend their entire time practicing, and he compares them to professionals.
But they're being paid to do that. They have a job doing that. Some organization is sponsoring them.
Well, somebody may sponsor them, yeah, but they're not being paid per se. Their costs are being taken care of. Let's put it that way.
That's what
I
mean.
I understand that. But listen, there's a fine line, and I guess that line it's a gray line rather than a black and white line.
And Art, we're never going to close that barn door ever again.
Oh, I know that.
The barn door is open. The horses, the cows, pigs, they're all out in the field. You're never going to remove that professionalism from the Olympics.
Yeah,
it isn't going to happen.
I understand that. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but I understand that. I know it's not going to change.
Right. You realize that, and I realize that. And
although I will tell you this, some sports, professional sports, the major leagues, your NBAs, your NHLs, they are considering not participating. I think the NHL made some noises to that effect a while back. That's where it would start if it starts anyplace.
Right. But that's fine and dandy, but you're only going to have that small community, whatever that group is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
And the rest of the countries that don't want to do that, they're going to have their professionals in there.
Yep.
So they'll never get rid of it completely.
Well, however, having said that, to me, the sweetest victory in the Olympics ever was when the 1980 U.S. hockey team beat the Russians, because the Red Army team was professional.
Right.
And that was the sweetest victory ever.
Amen. I agree with you 100% on that. You're right. That is the sweetest victory, to have our non-professional athletes that were Olympians beat the professional Russians.
Yep.
And the Russians were doing everything they could. They were doping. Any kind of strength training, anything they could do to make themselves have a better advantage. You knew they were doing it. You can guarantee they were.
Well, I go back to that, and to me, that was what the Olympics were all about. But I'm in the minority, and I understand that. I know full well that it's never going to change. It's long gone. But that doesn't mean I can't speak out.
Yeah, but like I said, I had this sixth grade teacher. He swam for exercise. He went to the community center, and he would do that daily, if not twice daily.
Yeah, but he didn't do it 10 hours a day, did he? No.
Maybe 3 or 4, but he was doing it regularly. I didn't say I'm not putting a time limit on how long they have to practice.
I understand that he did it daily, and that was his exercise program. There are people that there are people that ride bikes every day, but you're not going to find them in a Pelotron racing around the track.
Right.
So, anyhow, did you watch the Olympics?
No, but that distinction needs to make the point or the sense that there is a difference between doing something daily and the hours. To me, that's okay. If you're doing it for, like you say, 8 hours a day, okay, to me that could be a professional. But somebody, because they have bills to pay, so they're still being paid. It may not be their job, but they're being sponsored, and they have money coming in and that means they're a professional. To me, that's the professional.
All right. Fair enough.
Thank you, Arthur.
Take care, Al. Bye-bye
Have
now.
a nice morning, sir.
Yep,
Bye
you
now.
too. Bye-bye. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. In the state of Michigan, 866-790. WSGW. Outside the state of Michigan, 989-752-6111. More coming up. It's an open edition of the Art Lewis Show.
Never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? .com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Poor are suffering and in need of healing. They wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. Heroes of mercy, like these.
Every human being has the right to be treated as human, to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the look in the patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
We bring hope and healing to one person, a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSGW online poll, ransomware attacks. Several high-profile ransomware attacks have been in the news recently. There have been businesses and services disrupted or even shut down as computers cease to operate. Despite numerous experts, there are reports that some companies have paid millions of to restore and recover computer operations. Poll question for you. Should companies facing ransomware attacks pay money to the hackers that are making demands? You can say yes, whatever it takes to stop the attack. No, it's only going to encourage more attacks, or I'm not sure. You head to WSGW.com and scroll down the homepage, and you can make your votes that way when you click on the online poll box. And thank you for doing so.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Drive deep to left center field. This one's way back in left center. Go! Loves hitting in this ballpark.
The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. The line's open for you. A couple of notes in the auto industry. Ford has announced that it could start shipping unchipped vehicles to dealers later this year. If they move ahead, could begin by year's end. And what would happen is they would ship these vehicles to dealers because their lots are bare. And the lots Ford are using have tens of thousands of trucks and cars in them, and they have no place else to put them now. So the dealers could store the vehicle on their lot. And when the microchips become available, Ford would ship them the microchips. Their technicians would simply install the chips and off and running. Now, the vehicles could not be sold until the chip is put in them. But I bet you dealers will take advance orders on those vehicles. Ford would hold the title until the vehicle is complete. So the dealer would not have a title to be able to sell the car. It'd be interesting because as you drive around and you look at lots, you can tell how bad things are. There's simply just very few cars on the lots. And in another piece of automotive news, and this one is interesting, GM is suing Ford, claiming a trademark infringement over hands-free technology's name. Ford has a new hands-free driving technology called Blue Cruise. That's their hands-free system. And it's supposed to hit the road in a few months, and you'll be able, if you have an F-150 pickup, a Mustang Mach-E electric SUV, you'll be able to download it. It's a $600 subscription, and the car will already have to be equipped with the Blue Cruise hardware. However, GM believes the name sounds an awful lot like its hands-free driving technology called Super Cruise, which came out in 2017. And GM has an automated driving subsidiary called Cruise, developing autonomous vehicles. Now, the two automakers have been talking. They've had some good faith conversations over Ford's use of Blue Cruise. But apparently, it wasn't enough. GM filed the trademark and infringement lawsuit against Ford in Northern California. It was a last resort. So we have GM's Super Cruise and Ford's Blue Cruise. I wonder if this suit is going to have much merit in the courts. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the legal angles and all of that stuff. But looking at it superficially, every car has, or most every car has, cruise control. General Motors cars have cruise control. Ford Motor cars have cruise control. And now they all have adaptive cruise control. So what? If Ford says theirs is Blue Cruise, using the word cruise, which is generic to automobiles, I don't see how Blue Cruise conflicts with Super Cruise. Because if they want Ford to strike the word cruise, then everybody's going to have to do it. Instead of cruise control, we'll have automatic speed regulated control. Come on. Semantics. Now, I understand you want to protect your mark. You want to protect your identity. But it seems to me there's a huge difference between Super Cruise and Blue Cruise. I don't think anybody's going to be confused, considering that the word cruise is pretty generic in the automotive industry. Now that I've played lawyer, GM will probably win. What do I know? But it'll be interesting to watch. These things go on all the time. Companies protect their trademarks, protect their slogans with copyrights and patents and all of those things and processes. So I understand why they're doing it. I just don't see how it's going to be successful. But again, you just never know. Never know. All right, we'll take our last break, come back, close out this hour on the Art Lewis Show.
Files in Saginaw is looking for a hardware department floor assistant and an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, willing to assist shoppers in the hardware department, or knowledgeable in small engine repair and parts. For an opportunity to fill these rewarding positions at one of this area's oldest, most highly respected hardware and service shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. These full-time positions start now. Wall Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, is an equal opportunity employer.
Attorney Joe Cordell. For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce, and we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Why do I love to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Awesome station.
Fun work environment.
My work family. Endless opportunities. Because it doesn't feel like work.
Hi, I'm Carrie Gustafson, General Sales Manager at Alpha Media Saginaw. We are expanding our marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. Staff and 5 awesome local radio stations. So if you want to get up every day loving what you do,
apply now at alphamediausa.com/careers. Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a broken traffic light. Stop and go is the name of my game. It's easy. You go, they go. Or was it they go, you go? And if you have the wrong car insurance, these repair costs could stop you in your tracks. So get Allstate's new low auto rate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Not available in every state based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Barn, Illinois.
Though many people are doing okay today, there are still many people experiencing difficulties in the community. Here is a reminder for you of a free community resource you are encouraged to use if you find yourself needing extra support. 211 is a public service number for all non-emergency needs. You can call it anytime, any day, and an agent will connect you with whatever it is you're looking for. Food, financial assistance, housing support, clothing, transportation. All you need to do is dial 211 or text your zip code to 898-211 to get connected. Looking for a COVID testing location? Need help paying your bills? Apply for your family. Dial 211 to talk to a compassionate, highly trained agent who is ready to connect you with local resources. It is a free and confidential service to help you overcome obstacles of all sizes. This message is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation, because it takes a village for good forever.
All right, that'll do it for this first hour. Coming up in the second hour, we're going to talk to a couple of folks involved with students demanding action about gun violence. And then we'll have open phones, time permitting. News comes along first from CBS and the local report. We'll be back to chat with you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. COVID cases are still rising in every U.S. state. Health officials say the trend is being fueled by the Delta variant and people who haven't been vaccinated. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha tells CBS this morning.
If you're fully vaccinated, through infection, you might have a couple of days of not feeling great, but you're not going to end up in the hospital. You're not going to end up dying.
Dr. Sunil Kumar is seeing an uptick in hospitalizations and deaths at Broward Health Medical Center in Florida.
Patients here in this unit are already asking, can you give me the vaccine now? It's kind of too late.
The White House has just confirmed the U.S. will maintain travel restrictions. California's largest wildfire destroyed more than a dozen homes north of Sacramento over the weekend, and now it's merged with another fire. WCBS TV forecaster Lonnie Quinn says Mother Nature's been no help.
It's raining like cats and dogs up at 20,000 feet in the atmosphere. As it moves through that surface, it's so hot, it's so dry, it just evaporates the rain, and you don't get the benefit of the water on top of the flames.
Southern Oregon's bootleg fire, now the third largest in recorded state history. An update on what's happening at the Olympics from CBS's Steve Futterman in Tokyo.
U.S. swimmers got another gold and silver. Gold comes in the men's 4x100 meter freestyle relay, but in the women's 400 meter freestyle, defending Olympic champion American Katie Ledecky finishes second.
I mean, I've experienced it. Of course, you always want to hear your national anthem.
Gymnastics now takes over the spotlight as the men's team competition takes place.
Civilian casualties in Afghanistan since U.S. troop withdrawal began as fighting intensifies between Afghan and Taliban forces. President Biden meets with Iraq's president at the White House today to discuss possible American troop redeployment there. British scientists have developed a nose drop to protect against one of the most dangerous forms of meningitis. CBS's Vicky Barker from London.
The team from Southampton University took a harmless bacterium found in the nose and throat, modified it, and reintroduced it into volunteers as a nose drop. In 60% of them, it prevented the bacterium that causes deadly meningococcal meningitis from taking hold. The scientists adapted to protect people against other airborne diseases.
The South Florida Symphony Orchestra played a memorial concert on the beach honoring the victims of the Surfside condo collapse.
We just wanted to bring some peace and maybe a little joy.
Names of the more than 90 victims were read aloud and live butterflies were released into the air. The Dow is down 37 points. This is CBS News.
With Indeed Instant Match, just sponsor a post and immediately receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
There's never been a better to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation an easy habit for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walmart, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce, and we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 75 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Midland County authorities have received a missing report yesterday. Deputies were dispatched to Mount Haley Township residents for a report of a 91-year-old man with dementia that walked into a cornfield. The man was found and returned home. The sheriff's office was assisted by Homer Township Fire, the Midland Township Fire, Midland County Search and Rescue, and the Michigan State Police. More than $3.24 million in housing grants are up for final approval by the Saginaw City Council at tonight's council meeting. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio with more.
Of that money, several Saginaw-based shelters and supportive service centers, including the Mustard Seed Foundation, Underground Railroad, United Way of Saginaw County, and the Youth Protection Council, will receive $184,000. Approximately $255,500 will be designated for the city's residential rehabilitation program, which assists low-income homeowners in the community with home repair. $1,000 will be shared with Habitat for Humanity to use on additional home rehabilitation. Grants from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Council will also be looking at approving a nearly $538,000 contract for the milling and resurfacing projects on Fordney Street from Gallagher Street to M46, Williamson Street from South Washington to Thayer Street, Hess Avenue from the Center Street Bridge to South Jefferson Avenue, and North Carolina Street, Badport to Deendorfer. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Saginaw County Apportionment Commission is holding a public meeting tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. at the Saginaw County Government Building at County Commission Chambers. The meeting is introductory from the County Geographic Information Systems. The public is encouraged to attend. There will be a public comment period both at the beginning and the end of the meeting. For more information, visit saginawcounty.com/reapportionment information. WSGW News Time 10:07.
So, what do you think?
You nailed the custom cabinets.
And the countertop is perfect.
It makes the space.
I'm in love with my kitchen again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design makes your dream spaces a reality with custom cabinetry and a variety of countertop options like Corian, granite, and quartz, offering both personalized consultation. We're with you from inspiration to installation. Your dream space is just a phone call away. PremierKitchenandBathGallery.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for the Polecat Golf Course. You are going to get golf for two with a cart for only $78. It's usually $156. You are getting it half off. The championship-style Polecat Golf Course is located in the heart of Michigan, and it is played over and around the scenic 100-foot-wide Chippewa River. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
USGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A portion of Michigan Highway in Alpena County will be closed when the U.S. Air Force trains personnel to land on civilian roadways as part of the annual Northern Strike War Readiness Training Exercise next month. Airmen will be landing two C-146 and four A-10 aircraft on M32 near the Alpena Combat Readiness Training Center on Thursday, August 5th. Participating units are the Michigan Air National Guard's 127th Wing from Selfridge Air National Guard Base, Air Force's 355th Wing from Davis Force Base in Arizona, and the Air Force Special Operations Command from Duke Field in Florida. Online gambling moved into a new phase here in the state last week. Tony Ortiz has this.
The Michigan Gaming Control Board officially gave the go-ahead to Evolution to begin live streaming real-time casino table games with live dealers last week, with the games going online officially on Thursday. Evolution now becomes the first company that's been given authorization to use live dealers for live casino games here in the state. The first games that went live were blackjack, baccarat, and roulette. Others will be added to the list later this year. The addition of live gaming and dealers for casinos in our area last month alone, online gambling generated $114 million in revenue. It's expected gambling providers like BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, and Wynn Casinos will also go live with dealers in the coming weeks. I'm Tony Ortiz for the Michigan News Network.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the upper of the northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, increasing cloud cover and a low near 66. By Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy skies, a high of 85 degrees. Then by Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high around 84. Thursday, a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, high around 81 degrees. Then by Friday, some sunshine, a high of 76. Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 81 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 77.
Now, the only local radio talk show to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back, the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Later on this hour, we'll have open phones, but we're going to start out talking about something that's kind of plaguing the country right now, and that is gun violence. And there are a number of organizations out there working to stem the tide of gun violence. We're going to talk to a couple of folks involved this morning. First of all, we say good morning to Megan Dombrowski. Megan, good morning.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Tell us about the organization you represent and what you do with it.
Absolutely. So, Students in Action is the largest grassroots youth-led gun violence prevention organization in the country. We have volunteers in every state and 400 groups across the country. And so I am a member of the National Advisory Board with Students in Action, as well as the program coordinator for the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy youth summer programming happening here in Detroit and then in 4 other cities across the country.
And also with us this morning, I hope I get your name right, Syeda Era. Is that correct?
Yes, it's Syeda. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And what's your relationship to the organization?
Well, I'm actually a participant in the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy, and I joined because this gun violence epidemic has been going. I want to get involved with combating it.
All right, so let's talk about gun violence and what you think can be done about it. Megan?
Yes, so one of the things we're really focusing on with Students in Action is this thing called youth summer programming. So like you've said before, we have a gun violence crisis in our country and in our state where more than 100 people die from gun violence and more than 200 people are shot and wounded every day in America. And so here in Michigan, we know that firearms are the second most children and teens. So we're focusing on youth summer programming, such as with the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy, because we know that it's a proven way to reduce gun violence among children and teens.
So you're really, I mean, you're going after alternative activities as opposed to going after the gun itself.
Yeah, so with Students in Action, we have a lot of different things we advocate for, and some of those include strengthening our background check laws, but we are also looking for creative solutions to this crisis because we understand that no one program will be a sort of one-size-fits-all solution to the gun violence crisis we're facing. But we feel that as an organization and as citizens, we have a responsibility to pursue and support solutions that are proven to make a real difference, and that really includes youth summer programming.
Syeda, how is it going in developing these programs right now?
I think it's actually going great. because I joined the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy, I've grown an immense amount of knowledge of how this issue is actually impacting our country. And it's so surprising how our lawmakers have only provided us with all these years when this epidemic needs to be controlled as soon as possible. We cannot lose any more lives to gun violence, and it's just so upsetting. But through this program, I will actually be given the opportunity to send a proposal to my lawmakers about loopholes in Michigan laws. So I'm really looking forward to that.
In order for any program like this to be successful, you have to have willing participants. Do you see young people coming forward wanting to participate?
Of course. I think, oh, sorry, Megan. I was just going to say, as you all are probably aware, Gen Z is all about activism. It's all about making the change. And so a lot of people from my group are willing to join this stuff because we are that group that cannot wait for change to come. We will go out to actively seek it.
Megan?
Yeah, and so I just want to add that, we had a lot of great interest in our program in the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy, but we also see these youth summer programs and employment programs working in cities like Boston, New York, and Chicago. And all of the cities that they're being enacted in, they're seeing people turn out for them, and they're actually seeing positive results from those.
So, Megan, let me ask, give us an idea what the program is like.
Yeah, so the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy specifically is a 9-week-long summer program in Detroit and the metro area aimed at training the next generation of organizers in the gun violence prevention movement. The program specifically prioritizes removing barriers such as access to meals, mentoring, and transportation. Not so much with transportation this year because most is virtual, but this is all at no cost to program participants. And these are all items that we found that often keep student leaders that are disproportionately impacted by gun violence from becoming leaders in the movement. So we really wanted to focus on addressing their needs. And then during the program, students are really able to learn the intricacies of gun safety policies and legislation, build community partnerships, and advance their advocacy skills.
So someone goes through this 9-week academy, comes out of the academy. What are you looking for from them? What will they now be able to do?
Absolutely. So I wanted to build a sustainable program where, we take passionate, driven young people and give them the tools and resources they need to organize in their community, whether it's learning how to contact and talk with their state representative or their local official or their representatives at the federal level to talk with them about policies that impact them. We give them the tools to learn how to fundraise and canvas. We show them how to plan events, how to recruit, how to talk with your friends about gun violence and other important issues. And so hopefully for all of our participants is that after the program, they're willing to continue working in their communities in whatever way they feel is best for their community in ending gun violence. And so I can let Syeda talk a little bit more about this, but each participant is allowed to create a proposal that allows them to use their creative ability to create an initiative aimed at reducing gun violence in their communities.
Syeda?
Yeah, so I touched on this a little earlier, but I briefly mentioned that I'm working on this proposal in which I'll look the Michigan gun laws regarding gun violence or guns in general, and I actually want to find a loophole specifically that I want to tackle. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to write a proposal to send to my lawmakers.
Have either of you visited your lawmakers, and what's their response?
So I haven't written my proposal yet, but I intend on doing so, and I'm going to send it to them. And I have met with lawmakers, both my lawmakers and then state representatives from around my area. You really get a variety. But one thing we know is that gun violence is not gun violence doesn't discriminate against party. It affects all Americans. And so we really know that the solutions we're seeking are bipartisan and are aimed at saving lives. So, we try to advocate on, using those talking points when talking with our representatives.
How is the program funded?
So our program is funded through Every Town for Gun Safety, which is sort of the umbrella organization for Students Demand Action. We thankfully have a lot of grassroots donations funding us, but, the Detroit Summer Leadership Academy and the Summer Leadership Academy in the 5 cities across the country, they're only one program. And so we really want to focus on increasing funding at the federal and the state level for these programs to be run through local municipalities. So that's what we're really hoping to see in the coming years.
So, as we go down the road, what's the measure of success? How do you know if you're actually succeeding?
I would say that we know we're succeeding when we're seeing that number from 100 people shot and killed every day and 200 people shot and wounded starting to go down, when we see crime being reduced in our cities, and when, people actually feel safe in their communities.
And is there a website where people can get more information?
Yes. So to get more information about Students Demand Action and how to get involved, you can visit studentsdemandaction.org to learn more about Every Town, or Every Town also has a research department where they put out a lot of great fact sheets about policies and including about summer youth programming. And you can go to everytown.org for them.
Well, Megan, Syeda, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning and talking about the program. We appreciate it. Good luck with it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye now. Megan Dombrowski, Syeda, and we thank them for joining us this morning on the Art Lewis Show. We'll take a break, come back, open phones for the remainder of the hour. All ahead after these notes.
Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for a hardware department floor assistant and an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, willing to assist shoppers in the hardware department, or knowledgeable in small engine repair and parts. For an opportunity to fill these rewarding positions at one of this area's oldest, most highly respected hardware and service shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. These full-time positions start now. Wool Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, is an equal opportunity employer.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/free. How much? Free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
stocks open lower to start the week. Insurance giants Aon and Willis Towers Watson have scrapped their plans to merge. The Justice Department sued last month, claiming the combination would eliminate competition. Toy maker Hasbro's spring quarter was stronger than expected. It was helped by toys tied to movies and people returning to theaters. Lockheed Martin reported a mixed quarter. It was helped by its space business, but had expenses related to a classified program. It is raising its forecast for the year. Bitcoin's price rose to a 6-week high after Amazon posted a job opening for an expert in digital currency and blockchain. Pet pharmacy service PetMed Express is reporting a disappointing quarter, though it expects to build prescription refills in coming months. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
Angie's List is now Angie. Summer is the perfect time to book your next home project. From lawn care to a new patio, Angie makes it simple to connect with pros who can get the job done right. See reviews, upfront pricing, and instantly book hundreds of projects. Plus, when you book and pay through Angie, we'll cover your project up to the full purchase price, plus limited damage protection with our Happiness Guarantee. Check out Angie.com, and for more on the Happiness Guarantee, go to Angie.com/happiness-guarantee.htm.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
So here's what we're going to do.
The Ramsey Show.
If you want to be a millionaire, you need to learn what millionaires do and do what they do. You have to think through this stuff.
The Ramsey Show. Weeknights at 10 on WSGW.
And we're back here on WSGW. The lines are open for the remainder of the program, right up till 11 o'clock. I want to spend just a moment talking about something that we have participated in, both Alpha Media and from within our company. Dave Maurer and myself have gone to the Saginaw Valley State University job fairs over the years. Now, they were virtual last year, and of course, in the pandemic, not much was happening. But now businesses are open again. And as you know, if you've been out of the house at all, there's help wanted signs everywhere. And you talk to employers, and they'll tell you how difficult it is finding people that want to work. They can get some applicants, but then they can't get them to work. Talked to a gentleman a couple of weeks ago, had 2 openings in his business. He had 3 applicants. He hired 2, only 1 showed up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on other than the fact that, maybe we're giving them so much it pays not to work. And something is going to have to be done. But I bring up the Saginaw Valley State University job fairs because they are going back to an in-person format. There will also be a virtual format attached, but they are going to do in-person job fairs. And the university-wide, the big job fairs in the fall and the spring are the ones we participate in. And it is going to be interesting to see the turnout. Now, I would expect the university students, those that are studying for a career, will be there. But it is open to the community. And it is going to be interesting to see how many people show up looking for work. Now, the one advantage is that it will be after the $300 supplement comes off of unemployment insurance. I think that's September 4th, unless somebody comes up with a brainstorm to extend it again. I'm really looking forward to helping Dave at the table during this event. I've just, in the past, I've gone because it was a good thing to do, and if both of us couldn't be there, one of us could be. So I've gone and represented our Alpha Media company in Saginaw, along with Dave Maurer. It's going to be interesting this time, because this time, unlike in the past, where, okay, I'll go, we'll talk to people, we'll tell them what's going on, we'll collect the resumes. I don't make the decisions, so I just take the resume, make a note or two on it, and put it in a pile. This time, I am really looking forward to it, to see the reaction of not only the students, but the general public. If it were held today, I would fear the reaction from the general public, other than the fact that they can satisfy the need to do an interview. I don't think they'd be serious about it. And I say that, not wishing to say it, but I think it's true. I don't know if we're giving them too much, if society's just become lazy. We're not teaching work ethic. I'm not sure, or it's a combination of all of them. But I never in my life have ever seen this many help wanted signs almost everywhere you go. You don't see many of them come down either. And there's been a lot of conversation about, well, you want workers, you got to pay them more money. Okay, pay them more money. Does that guarantee you anything? Because what happens, there's been a big push to raise the minimum wage to $15. Fine. What happens to prices? You know what happens to prices. They all go up. So when the $15 isn't sustainable anymore, what's next? 20? So we give them 20. And the prices go up. It's a vicious circle. It's a vicious circle. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that this morning. Dave is in Midland. Dave, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Good topic to get the blood pressure up this morning.
You must be a businessman.
I know I was from a business family.
Uh-huh.
When the businesses have to compete with our government to pay people to work, you're going to have problems because of the two ladies you had on the first half hour. I look at them as the biggest threat, almost equal to this critical race theory in teaching our young kids what to think about gun violence. I didn't hear anything in there about gun safety.
Well, it's interesting, though. That's an interesting comment, and I had thought about it, but I'm going to disagree a little bit with you, because what I didn't hear from them was, let's take away the guns. I didn't hear that at all. They're looking for alternatives.
They're talking. They're looking for loopholes in our gun laws that she wants to write a proposal for. She's looking for reasons to take away our Second Amendment right, and I'll be darned if I'm going to let.
Yeah, all right. I didn't see it that way with them, because first of all, they're students and they're activists. That's what's happening in college campuses all over the country today.
Well, look at your college campuses.
But
Who runs those?
But again, if you have a program, that, listen, if you look at gun violence today and the amount of youth involved in it, doesn't it make sense that youth might want to solve their own problem?
If you teach them safety, there's a lot of this that's gang related.
And what do they care? And so let me ask you a question. You just pointed something out. Let me ask you a question, Dave. A lot of this is gang related. Do you think the gangs are interested in safety? You think they care about that?
Heck no, and they don't care about the laws that are written.
That's right.
And no law written is going to affect it.
Exactly.
All you can do is teach our young people the right, safely handle guns, how to protect themselves.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Situations. So if they've got that involved in their program, I'm behind it. But I tell you what, when I hear them talking about finding loopholes in our laws are fine as they're written. They need to be enforced. And actually, our problem comes from our federal government and them being let loose to run rampant, which is what they're doing. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents.
Hey,
have a good day, Art.
You too, Dave.
On the air.
Thanks for calling.
Right,
Appreciate
bye-bye.
it. Yep. Bye-bye now.
Yep.
All right. If you want to talk about that, fine. I think there's a lot of people trying to figure out this gun violence thing in this country, which has run rampant all of a sudden after COVID-19. But there are a lot of things that people put forth that just aren't going to work, because the majority of, you look at Chicago and the amount of shootings in Chicago. Chicago has some of the toughest gun laws in the country. It hasn't stopped anything. You don't get those guns off the street because they don't get there legally. It's trying to figure out how to stop the flow of those illegal guns. That's the real trick. We're going to pause, and we will be back with more. Lines are wide open for you here on the Art Lewis Show.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
Do you know what interest rates you're paying on your credit cards? If you knew, many Americans are paying ridiculous amounts of money in interest alone. Money you could keep. How? With a special low-interest credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Now with a special radio listener discount available only at lightstream.com. You can pay off all your high-interest credit card debt with monthly payments at rates as low as 5.83% APR with autopay and excellent credit. But this discounted rate is only available for radio listeners at this exclusive URL, lightstream.com/news. That's right. To get rates as low as 5.83% APR with autopay and excellent credit, you must go to lightstream.com/news. Reduced rate is to go to lightstream.com/news. That's LIGEAM.com/NEWS, lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval rates with this discount range from 5.83% APR to 19.99% APR. It includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/news for more information.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here to give you the killer deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Joyce's Purple Palette, Kitchen Kings, JB's Markets, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and the Hamptons Boutique. Half off? Yeah, buddy. It's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. I'm one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I'm living in the palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy.
Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation. These can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cells, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
WSGW and Michigan Sugar are looking for the best Michigan-grown fruit pies. We want you to bring your pie to the opening day of the Saginaw County Fair on August 3rd. All pies must be at the fairgrounds by 11 a.m. Judging admission to the fair is free for all participants. Star of the West Milling will award cash cards for first, second, and third place. Submit your recipe online at WSGW.com. One recipe per contestant. Deadline to enter is midnight, July 28th.
The number of cases rising again. The Delta variant.
News coverage.
More dangerous.
Temperatures.
Climate change. Facebook.
Misinformation poses a threat to our nation's health.
You are going to space.
You guys paid for all this.
Came from the lab.
News.
You do not know what you are talking about.
Talk.
Infrastructure.
Around the clock.
Big projects and big sums of money.
Speaker Pelosi picking all who could.
Team USA.
News on WSGW. You're in the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you. Open phones. 752-6111 locally. In the state of Michigan, 866-790 WSGW. Outside the state, 989-752-6111. Just want to mention something before we get back to the phones. 20 years ago, on the 29th of July, Lee Trevino, the golfer, was up at Treetops on their fabulous par 3 course, and he got a hole-in-one for $1 million. He's coming back up to Treetops this Thursday to celebrate. There's an event that's already sold out with teams, but he's going to be up there to try it again. I think it's fabulous. Trevino is one of my favorites. I mean, he is such a character, and used to love watching him play golf. Absolutely loved it. So he's going to celebrate 20 years after his ace shot that earned $1 million at Treetops. Back to our phones. Ann is in Saginaw. Ann, good morning to you.
Good morning. Understanding these gals that talked, I don't know if it was the radio or the language, that the way they spoke, but I did not get any sense either that they had a clue about guns. When they talk about going and speaking to legislators, that means to me that they want more laws, stricter controls that would be done by lawmakers. What they should be doing is going around and talking to attorneys generals in the state and prosecutors and demanding from them why they are not prosecuting these people who are committing the crimes. I'll tell you what.
Got to catch them first.
Well, they have caught these guys. They've caught a lot of them. I mean,
well, there's a lot of them in jail, too. Let's understand that they're not all walking away.
If you're going to argue with me about how many are in jail, then I'm going to hang up because there's no point in talking about it. Just listen to the Washington, D.C. police chief and how frustrated he was at the latest shooting. They knew that guy. He should have been in jail, and he's not because they're not prosecuting these people. In Chicago alone, there's thousands and thousands that have been dismissed and have not been prosecuted. Now, you could pile my table here, kitchen table, 3 feet high with every kind of gun that there is, and those guns would not be killing you. It's not the guns.
Yeah, of course not.
And this Biden administration is going about it all wrong again. They're sending out their United States Attorney General and his henchmen to go after the people who sell guns. And that's not going to do anything except, again, prosecute and, finagle with the people that are in business or the people with guns.
Yeah, it doesn't stop the illegal flow.
No, it does not stop.
That's the critical pipeline. That is the pipeline.
That's the way they think that they should solve the problem. And I kind of got the idea that that's the way these girls are going. And like I said, talk to any of these police chiefs around in these cities that have got the worst problem and find out. And as that, did you hear what that Washington, D.C. police chief said the other day?
I did, and there's always anecdotal evidence like that. But I'll bring it back. Let's bring it closer to home. I know for a fact that right here in Saginaw, they have taken a lot of the bad actors off the streets and put them in prison.
Maybe they have, but we're not talking about Saginaw. We're talking about Washington, D.C., Chicago, and New York, who are the biggest high crime areas of the country. And you look at the stats there, and you look at what the people there that are in, they're not solving the problem. They're not trying to solve the problem. They're not prosecuting these people. This is why I felt so sorry for that police chief the other day to listen to him talk. And he said it right, that he was totally frustrated because of all of the things that have been going on that people are not doing to keep these guys off the street. That is the plain, simple solution. And until they get there, it's going to continue. And, I don't think it helps any either to show the lawlessness in other areas of our country and for these guys walking out of high-end stores and even low-end stores, if you want to call it that, Walgreens and all these other ones, with bags and bags of stuff, and they're getting away with it. What does that say to a lawbreaker?
I agree to that.
Them, hey, go for it, you guys.
Yeah,
go for it.
Looting
it doesn't matter if you've got black bags still.
It's looting in the name. Looting in the name of protests is not a protest.
No, but what I'm saying is it shows that nobody's prosecuting these people, and it shows and gives more gumption to the guys that want to disobey the gun laws. I mean, they're just running rampant because nobody is prosecuting them.
Well, I caution you. Nobody is a big phrase. That's not true.
I'm talking about nobody in these towns.
Well, anytime you use the word nobody, you're including everybody, and that's not
No,
true.
I am not. I'm talking about these towns, and that is the truth in these towns.
So you don't think anybody in New York, Washington, Chicago goes to jail? You don't think anybody gets prosecuted? Nobody.
No, I didn't.
Well, you said everybody.
No, I did not say that. I said nobody is going after these guys the way they should, especially when they know them and they've got their numbers. They should have been, these guys, the ones that, like I said, the police chief in Washington, D.C. knows darn well, and he said it, that this guy should not have been on the street. Now, what can you say about that?
He shouldn't have been. But
that's right.
Not the system isn't perfect. We know that, and it takes people dedicated to doing it.
It's a long way from perfect when our vice president, visibly and purposely went after getting bail for a lot of these guys so that they weren't kept in prison.
Yep, I agree with that.
There you go. Yeah, that's the kind of government we've got right now.
All right, Ann.
Right from the top down.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks for your call. Bye-bye now. We'll take a break, come back. We'll get to Henry and Saginaw when we return.
We've all seen how unpredictable life can be, but here's one thing you can count on. The Covenant Center for the Heart is here for you. More people in the Great Lakes Bay region trust their hearts to Covenant, their area hospital. Why? Because we have the most comprehensive cardiac care in the region. From diagnosis in our chest pain center, to the region's first structural heart disease program, to our cardiac rehabilitation and wellness center. And because we keep our patients safe, Covenant has been awarded an A rating for patient safety from the Leapfrog Group 6 times running. So if you have an existing heart condition, call your cardiologist. If you experience symptoms like chest pain or shortness of breath, call 911 or come to the Covenant Emergency Care. To delay care. Life and hearts can be unpredictable. Trust yours to Covenant Healthcare, the leader for extraordinary care.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce, and we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
I am so ready to go back to work.
I just need a chance.
So where do I start?
MidMichiganWork.com. Would you rather be just a driver, another employee, number on a spreadsheet, or a team member driving growth, friend to the face? If you want to be a valued member of a family that's growing and prospering every day, then Northern Logistics may be for you. Northern Logistics is now hiring CDLA truck drivers, both local and OTR. Benefits, a strong emphasis on safety, 6-month bonuses, and a 401k match. Apply at norloworld.com. That's NORLO world.com. All roads lead to the 66th Annual Munger Potato Festival, July 29th through August 1st. Enjoy carnival rides, food tent, games, famous potato bratwurst, and of course, plenty of free potatoes and great music. On Thursday, the festival queen will be chosen at 7, and it's the rear-wheel drive figure 8 and front-wheel demo derby. Gates open at 5, racing starts at 7:30. In the entertainment tent, it's Todd and Pete Unplugged, followed by the Family Tradition Band with free admittance to the entertainment tent with Derby Pass. Friday is Rebel Line, followed by the Sinclairs, plus the front-wheel drive figure 8 and the rear-wheel drive demo derby. Saturday, 5K Spud Run, sponsored by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Magician Cameron Zavara at noon. Bicycle drawing and more. Music in the entertainment tent features Wiener Schnitzel, Grind, and Steve Armstrong and the 25-cent beer band. Saturday also features the Power Wheel Figure 8, Rear Wheel Drive Figure 8, Front Wheel Drive Team Derby, and the Rear Wheel Drive Turn Back the Time Class Figure 8. New this year, a cornhole tournament Saturday at 2. It's the granddaddy of them all, the Munger Potato Festival. Details at mungerpotatofest.com.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Back to our phones. Henry is in Saginaw. Henry, good morning.
Good morning. For your original comment, I used to go to work, and it seemed like it was, at that time, it was a big incentive just to make, $1 more. Seemed like that's been taken away for all the benefits that we can get nowadays. When I say make $1 more, I meant, like to buy a house or buy a car or buy, something else. But nowadays it just seems like once you make $1 more, somebody is saying, well, we're going to tax you more. We're going to take more money from you. We're going to charge you more for car insurance, house insurance, and anything else.
Yep.
So I think like sooner or later, some of the people, even I would say that I voted for, should start making things a little bit more difficult so that we have more and more incentive to just to say make $1 more.
Yeah, and it's a vicious circle, Henry, because inflation is always, and if you make $1 more, somebody has to pay you that $1, which comes from money they earn doing whatever it is you do, and so they raise their price, and after a while, your $1 doesn't put you ahead any further, and it's been continuous. And then on top of that, you're right, the government comes along and takes their piece of the pie, and it's a vicious circle, and there's no easy answer.
Yeah, it was one of the guys that astronauts, I guess he called himself, and I understand his point, but when he was saying, thank all of you for basically giving me the money to fly to the moon.
He should have kept his mouth shut.
So that was just a wrong comment.
Yes, it was. That was Jeff Bezos, and he never should have said that. That was a stupid thing for a billionaire to say. No doubt about it.
Okay, that's all I had to say.
Hey, great. Glad you called. Thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Last caller. Bye-bye now. Last caller is going to be Jack in Mount Pleasant. Jack, good morning to you. Jack, are you there? No, Jack. Where'd Jack go? He disappeared. Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, this whole notion of paying more money, eventually it comes around to bite us. Let's face it. Let's be honest about it. There are a number of things in society today that are going to come back to bite us. The debt of this country, somebody's got to pay that. It's the government that pays it. Well, where does the government get their money from? There's only two ways. They either get their money from you and me, or they print more money. If they print more money, inflation goes through the roof. So, speaking of money, maybe we can give a little money away right now. Time to play the WSGW Summer Cash Contest. Right now, you can qualify to win the daily cash prize of $1,000 by entering the following word online at WSGW.com. And the word this hour is resonance. That deep, good quality sound you hear is resonance. RESONANCE, resonance. It's a nationwide contest. One winner chosen each day must be 21 or older to play. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Summer Cash Contest on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSGW. There you go. And don't forget, you can listen for words at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 6 p.m. So there. So as I was saying about cash, there is a cost of doing business. And the price you charge for your goods and services is based on that cost plus some kind of reasonable profit. And remember that profit is not a dirty word. Profit is what drove this country to be great. Profit is what drove people to create businesses, create products, to innovate. We are profit driven. There's nothing wrong with that. But as costs go up, prices go up. Prices go up, they eat away whatever you just gave as an increase to your employees. And the cycle continues. All right, we're going to take our last break, and then we'll be back to close out the Art Lewis Show.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation an easy habit for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Feel like summer's flying by, but you still want to find some great family fun? The Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and WSGW remind you there's still tons of fun as part of Saginaw Celebrate Summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Concerts, movies, art, nature activities, and more throughout Saginaw and the riverfront area, with many of the events happening for free. Saginaw Celebrate Summer immerses you in the vibrancy of the community while enjoying entertaining cultural and educational activities. Saginaw Celebrate Summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Arts Saginaw. Plus, daily updates here on WSGW.
News is next. Talk to you on Focus.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kathan. Health officials say it may not be long before the government recommends even vaccinated people wear masks in public again because of the dramatic uptick in coronavirus cases. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha tells CBS This Morning vaccination rates need to rise again.
These vaccines are exceedingly safe and effective. They work at saving lives. Only really seeing the unvaccinated get really sick and die from this. If you don't want to get sick and die, there's one way out of this: get vaccinated.
And CBS's David Begnaud has more from a hospital in Jackson, Mississippi.
The first week of May here at St. Dominic's, they had 2 COVID patients. The first week of June, they had 5. First week of July, they had 10. They've got 59 this morning, and they're looking at extra wings of the hospital to try and find space to house these people.
White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy tells us the administration won't be lifting any COVID-related travel bans right now.
The review of the restrictions that the president promised the week before last has resulted in a decision by the White House to make no changes to the Delta variant, leading to rising cases here in the U.S. and around the world. The current ban affects would-be travelers from most European countries, as well as China, India, South Africa, Iran, and Brazil.
COVID was the big story heading into the Tokyo Olympics, but athletic performances are now seizing the headlines.
American swimmers are finding the Olympic pool to their liking. They have now won 8 medals, the latest gold medal coming in the men's 400-meter freestyle relay. Blake Peroni, part of the team.
We have immense amount of confidence in that relay.
It was close for Katie Ledecky, but she settles for silver in the women's 400-meter freestyle. And talk about a pair of 13-year-olds win gold and silver in women's skateboarding. Steve Futterman, CBS News at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo.
The big wildfire in southern Oregon's nearly 50% contained now, but Raul Flores is one of the people who returned home to find ashes.
I came back thinking that I still had something to come home to, and when I got here, I was actually kind of got shot and nothing left.
Water shortages have prompted large demonstrations in Iran, as we hear from CBS's Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk.
Security forces in Iran's southwest Khuzestan province firing to disperse protesters. All of Iran's water sources and groundwater are running dry, and these people protesting in 120-degree heat blame decades of government mismanagement.
Well, checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 60 points. The NASDAQ is down 7.5 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life. Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. They talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday
provides insurance services. Investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. USGW News.
Sunny skies and 80 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchup. Saginaw City Councilman Bill Ostash has shared he has tested positive for COVID-19. The results come after Ostash and his husband, who were both fully vaccinated in April, returned from a planned vacation in Provincetown, Massachusetts. He says while there, he let his guard down and says people should learn from the exposure and stay vigilant. Ostash adds that due to the vaccine, his symptoms have been lessened, but his sense of smell and taste faded last Monday. He says he was not present at the July 12th Saginaw City this upcoming meeting via virtual Zoom. A 21-year-old Iosco County woman has been charged with a felony after allegedly shooting her neighbor's cat with a crossbow. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
The woman from East Tawas appeared in Iosco County Court Friday, charged with third-degree killing or torturing of an animal after allegedly firing a crossbow bolt at her neighbor Eric Erickson's cat, Oliver. Erickson says he found Oliver on his porch after work on July 15th with the bolt through his head and neck area. He removed the arrow himself and treated any wounds before taking Oliver to the Tawas Animal Hospital for treatment the next morning, where he stayed for 3 days. Erickson says he called several neighbors to see when one woman admitted to shooting Oliver on July 11th. She claims the cat had come onto her property, was lunging at people, and appeared to have rabies. Since returning home, Oliver has been calm and on the mend, joined by Erickson's other cats and dogs. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The 50th annual Saginaw NAACP Freedom Fund celebration takes place September 26th at 5 p.m. The event will be taking place at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw Township and will also be held virtually for those not comfortable with attending in person. This year's keynote speaker is President and CEO of the U.S. Black Chambers, Ron Busby. The program will also include entertainment and a presentation of community service awards. For information or tickets, contact the NAACP office at 989-752-0614 or email a request to saginawnAACP@gmail.com. WSGW News Time 11:07.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549-1985 now. Drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
At 11:08, the weather forecast is coming up next. Energy-intensive industries are expected to be discussed by a council advising the state on a climate plan. The Council on Climate Solutions is scheduled to gather tomorrow and meet once each month through December. Michigan's Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy says the council is working with the department and the Office of Climate and Energy on developing an effective and equitable strategy to achieve economy-wide carbon neutrality by 2050. Governor Gretchen Whitmer appointed 14 Michigan residents to the council, which will also include representatives of several state departments. That council will advise Eagle in forming Whitmer's My Healthy Climate Plan. GM says the name of Ford's new self-driving technology, Blue Cruise, is too close to GM's technology, Super Cruise. So GM is suing Ford. Here is Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilberts.
GM filing the suit overnight in California, saying they tried to settle the matter amicably. No choice but to defend their brands vigorously. GM says it announced the Super Cruise name in 2012 and also says its Cruise self-driving subsidiary has been around since 2013. GM says they need to protect the equity that their technology has earned over years in the market.
Gilbert says Ford has not yet commented on the lawsuits. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It is 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the upper 80s. Winds out of the northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, increasing cloud cover and a low near 66. By Tuesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Cloudy skies, a high of 85 degrees. Then by Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high around 84. Showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, high around 81 degrees. Then by Friday, some sunshine, a high of 76. Saturday, mostly sunny, high around 81 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 78.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Today we're going to focus on an organization called the Disability Network. We're going to find out more about that with its executive director. We say good morning to Kelly PeLong. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. This is kind of a historic day because 31 years ago, do you know what happened 31 years ago?
I do. The Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law.
That's right. And this is what President Bush had to say when he did it.
Every man, woman, and child with a disability can now pass through once closed doors into a bright new era of equality, independence, and freedom. Every man, woman, and child with a disability can now pass through once closed doors into a bright new era of equality, independence, and freedom.
So the question, Kelly, is, did that happen? Is it much better off today?
Yes, it did, but we still have a ways to go. But we are definitely celebrating the strides that have happened over the last 31 years for sure.
So tell us about Disability Network. Give us an overview of the organization.
Disability Network is a nonprofit organization in the Great Lakes Bay region. We serve 12 counties in the Mid-Michigan area. Promote and encourage independence for all people with disabilities. And we work to support people with disabilities to live the lives they choose and be able to be part of their communities just like everyone else.
Is it strictly an independent nonprofit, or is it government related at all?
No, it's an independent nonprofit.
How are you funded?
We have some state funding. We have fee-for-service contracts. We have some United Way funding. We do get a small bit of federal funding as well because we are considered a center for independent living. And so if we provide core services of skills development, advocacy, peer support, and community transition services, then we can also qualify for some funding for that.
Give us an idea. You mentioned fee for contract. What types of services do you contract out?
Primarily, it's with community mental health to provide services to people with either developmental disabilities or mental health disabilities. We help them to navigate the systems that provide resources and services to them, and help them to make sure that they can be as independent and living the way that they choose.
I have a question, and I'm not sure you can answer it, but I find it an interesting question because we all have limitations, disabilities of one kind or another. At what point do you describe a condition as a disability?
We would say it's a disability if it limits 2 or 3 life function areas. So maybe your ability to become employed or to go to school or, learn certain skills or live independently. So it's usually defined by how many areas of your life that it affects. But just like you said, just about everybody has something that they struggle with. And so our goal is just to make sure that no matter what the situation is, if somebody needs resources or information or skills, that we can assist them to be as independent as possible and to be included in their communities.
So I'm going to assume, I know it's a bad word, but I'm going to assume that when we talk about disabilities, we're not just talking about physical disabilities.
Correct. We're talking about mental health disabilities. We're talking about learning disabilities. We're talking about disabilities that happen just as the natural part of the aging process. And anything that really, like we said, limits somebody from being able to be the full aspect of themselves that they would want to be.
In real life, I mean, physical disabilities are obvious. We can see them. We know we have them. And those folks probably are more likely to come forth for assistance. Mental health, on the other hand, is a much more difficult situation because many people either have mental problems but don't realize it or don't want to admit it. It's harder to get them to come forward, isn't it?
Yeah, there's definitely a stigma around mental health. And I think, when people think about mental health, sometimes they think about, but, a mental health disability can be somebody who has anxiety or depression, and maybe it just makes it difficult for them to be motivated or to be able to accomplish simple tasks and that kind of thing. So really that is also part of what we do, is try to educate the community that disability is a natural part of being a human being, and that, we don't really focus on the stigma, but rather focusing on
the future.
That people with disabilities can still accomplish amazing things.
Yeah. All right, hang on. I got to take a break, Kelly. We'll be right back talking to Kelly PeLong. She's the executive director of the Disabilities Network in Mid-Michigan, and we will be back with more after these notes.
Do you know what interest rates you're paying on your credit cards? If you knew, you'd probably be shocked. Many Americans are paying ridiculous amounts of money in interest alone. Money you could keep. How? With a special low-interest credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Now with a special radio listener discount available only at lightstream.com/news. You can pay off all your high-interest credit card debt with monthly payments at rates as low as 5.83% APR with autopay and excellent credit. But this discounted rate is only available for radio listeners at this exclusive URL, lightstream.com/news. That's right. 0.83% APR with autopay and excellent credit. You must go to lightstream.com/news. The only way to get this reduced rate is to go to lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/NEWS. Lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval. Rates for this discount range from 5.83% APR to 19.99% APR. It includes 0.5% autopay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/news for more information.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar. Our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural. made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
You can join WSGW for the annual golf outing at the beautiful Sawmill Golf Course on Tuesday, August 17th. This four-person scramble is only $50 per golfer or $200 per team, with the chance to win a play at the Polecat Golf Course and Treetops Resort, including an overnight stay. Go to WSGW.com and sign up as a single or a team and join the fun at August 17th. It's called the Winvitational because of all the great prizes you can win. Register at WSGW.com today.
The Wall Street Journal reported that U.S. inflation is the highest in 13 years as prices just surged 5% in May alone. Higher prices for food, fuel, housing. Inflation isn't just coming, it's here. This is Dinesh D'Souza for Birch Gold Group. If you haven't diversified into precious metals, you're leaving your savings exposed. Birch Gold Group is who I trust to help you protect your IRA or 401k with gold and silver. Through a little-known tax loophole, you can convert your retirement savings tied to the stock market into an IRA. It's your hedge against inflation. You can even buy physical gold delivered to your door. With thousands of satisfied customers, an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and countless 5-star reviews, Birch Gold can help you protect your savings against inflation. Get a free information kit by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. Again, text PROTECT to 989898 to get your free information kit today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. DACY.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
An NFL coach was fired for refusing the vaccine.
who's the new GM? Tony Fauci?
Take a shot at the end zone.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Back with you on Focus, talking to Kelly PeLong, Executive Director of the Disabilities Network. Kelly, someone with a disability who may need your services, is it a referral or can they contact you directly?
They can contact us directly. We have an information and referral department, which is kind of like the front door of our agency. They can call 800-782-4160 and just let us know what it is they're needing assistance with, and we can direct them and help them find resources.
Do you provide the resources or are you a clearinghouse for others?
It depends on what it is that they need for or are asking for, but we can provide the resources directly, but we also we don't want to duplicate services that are already out there in the community to your entity that's providing a service that they might need. We can refer them directly to them as well.
At any given time, do you know how many people you're actually serving?
On a regular ongoing basis, we have about 450 people that have contact with us at least weekly, sometimes daily. And then we have over 5,000 people that receive information and referral services from us annually.
That's a large number.
Yeah. Well, we got 12 counties to cover, so
That's the key, isn't it? You got 12 counties to cover. Are there other disability networks in the state?
yes, there are. There are 15 of us all together. And between all of us, we cover every county in the state. And folks can go online to Disability Network Michigan if they're looking for one in their local area. And there's a map that shows they can click on the county and it shows which disability network would serve them closest to them.
Is there a national organization that you're affiliated with?
We're not affiliated with a national organization, but we are considered a Center for Independent. Like I mentioned earlier, Centers for Independent Living are federally provide for core services. And so there are over 350 of us across the country.
Do you provide or put people in touch with folks that can provide necessary equipment like wheelchairs, for example, and things of that nature?
Yep, we can help people find adaptive equipment and things that can make their life easier. We can also help people connect with folks who could support them in their own homes, one-on-one with and things like that as well.
Well, Kelly, thank you for spending some time with us this morning. I want to end by reminding everybody about, first of all, the website, which is?
It is dnmm.org. And can I also mention that we're hosting a community picnic this evening?
Oh, yes, please do.
This evening from 4 to 8 p.m. at Auburn City Park. Admission is free. We have partnered with another nonprofit, Personal Assistance Options, and we really just want people to have the opportunity to come out and celebrate. There's going to be live music and we have a food truck from That Guy's Barbecue. There's going to be kayaking, fishing, games for the kids. There'll be information resources that can support people with disabilities, and we really just want people to come out and celebrate and learn and share.
What time again?
It is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Auburn City Park.
Excellent. Kelly, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again down the road. Look forward.
All right. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Kelly PeLong, the Executive Director of the Disability Network of Mid-Michigan. We thank her for joining us. We'll be back to close out and move on to the markets with Baird and Company.
Come on, come in, let the fun begin.
At MichiganLottery.com, the one place you'll find exclusive games like Queen of Diamonds and Michigan Cash Draw, plus Powerball and Mega Millions that can reach $1 billion. Cash out online or at your favorite store. And all proceeds support Michigan schools and businesses. Get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, plus free games. Sign up with promo code RADIO. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
So play on, Michigan, 'cause we own it.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on you. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and virus. Filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation an easy habit for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make clean a third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Divisive politics and social unrest, issues such as abortion, gay rights, guns, and racial inequalities, family conflict from domestic violence to teenage freedom and 2-year-old temper tantrums. What does the Bible have to say about our lives today? Do the strange beasts, complex images, and incredible number lines in the Bible mean anything for us today? We will explore this and more in a Bible conference starting Tuesday, July 27th. Come to the Adventist Church at 4165 2 Mile Road, Bay City, Michigan at 7 p.m. We will look at how lifestyle choices affect spiritual or intricate Bible prophecies that impact people living today. We will find answers to such questions as, how much longer can this world last? What really matters in my life? Does it matter who rules the world when my life is in a mess today? Speaker Fred Calkins has seen hundreds of lives transformed as they internalize the Bible truths shared in these lectures.
All right, that'll do it for Focus. We thank you for joining us. Time to move over to Baird and Company for our ticker tip of the day. And on this Monday morning, we say hello to Steve Anderson.
Mr. Art Lewis.
How are you?
I am well.
How are
you sound well, and the markets are what I would call not too bad.
Ooh, well, let's start there.
Yeah. All righty. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average ahead by 23 points, putting it at 35,085 on volume of 328 million shares. The NASDAQ is just about flat at 14,837 and just tied up on 361 million shares. And we don't usually talk too much about the S&P 500, but maybe we should. It's up about 5 points. 44.17. So not looking too bad.
Not too shabby.
Across the indices.
And
not too bad, Dad.
And your ticker tip.
My ticker tip, I want to chat a bit today about diversification and what it truly means. Sometimes people say they don't want to put all of their eggs in one basket, which makes sense. And so they will go to multiple advisors. Now, the problem with going to multiple advisors, certainly you're going to have more baskets. Certainly you're going to have assets in all those baskets. If you tell all of the advisors the exact same thing, you're probably going to have quite a bit of overlap between them. And you're not, the only thing you're diversifying is your statements. What you really have to look at is what do you hold, whether it's individual stocks, mutual funds, bonds, whatever it is. You have to look at the how the portfolio is comprised on the granular level like that. Then you can make sure that you are diversified well and hopefully give yourself a more comfortable ride or whatever part of your future you're working with that portfolio.
And how do they get a hold of you for some help?
Well, you can call us right here at Baird and Company. The telephone number in Saginaw here is 790-5724, or you can find us on the web at RWBaird, that's BAIRD.com, and look for the Saginaw branch.
And I know how disappointed you're going to be, Steve, but you can't hear your dulcet tones today because our system's down, so I'm not sending it to you.
Oh, no, this was one of the
highlights of the day.
Some of my best dulcet.
Well, hopefully we'll have it up the next time we talk, and we'll do that soon. Thanks for being with us.
You're very welcome. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Steve Anderson at Baird & Company with our ticker tip of the day. Head over for the Farm Show with Terry Henney. That's along next after these notes.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But you have to plan for it. Start